All right, so we just wrapped up a coaching call with over 50 coaches, and this is going through the 7 steps for what you need to be able to do right now to build and grow your online fitness business. Because so much of what people are doing, it just doesn't work, and especially because there have been some big changes in the online world. This is what is working with coaches and trainers around the world, so they're able, and so what you're going to be able to do is actually have clients coming to you rather than you having to go and chase them. So make sure you take notes. More importantly, make sure you actually take action on all of this. Watch this all the way through, because this is really blow by blow what you need to be able to do. And obviously ask questions at the end. Jump into the Fitness Business Success Circle, the private group where I'm going to be able to give you some helping hands as well. And make sure, if you're really serious and you want to take that next step, take up the special offer that I give you at the end of this as well. So jump on in, and I'm looking forward to hearing you at the end of this.
Buenos dias, muchachos. So it's exciting to get on to this call with everyone that's going to be jumping on, because I did that quick shout out of an email, and there was a lot of trainers and coaches that came back wanting to jump on and actually get a part of this, and a lot of questions coming through. So let's just get straight to the crux of this. This is about, what do you need to be doing right now to set up your fitness business going into this new year? What is it that actually has to get done right now? Because look, one of the most common themes, and I was there for a long, long time, but a common themes with all the questions that are coming through is a lot of trainers and coaches are feeling stuck. And let's just be brutally upfront with a lot of what's going on right now. Usually it's a dry December. So many fit professionals are in a position of just not being steady and safe and feeling secure. Clients are dropping off. Clients are just either completely dropping off or they're going on holidays. But then it's kind of like, all right, things are okay. Things are a little bit slow when it comes to what's going on in December. But then January just becomes stressful, and that's just not fun at all. So let's completely avoid dry December and stressful January, and let's actually get you set up. So I've got a host of notes of what we've been able to go through in this coaching call with you. Obviously, make sure, ask all your questions in the comments below, and we're going to be able to make sure that we cover all of this as we go through. So what do we need to be doing to actually make 2017, to make the next year the best year yet for you? That is exactly what we're going to be doing right now. Now, just to give some context on this, this is for, do you want to build an online fitness business, or do you want to grow your face-to-face fitness business, or do you want to grow both of these together? This is what we're actually going to go through for you to be able to do. The other thing as well, there's 2 things I wanted to cover on this, is like the 2 biggest fitness trends going into the next year. And we're not talking about is Zumba in or out. I'm talking about fitness trends as in, what is it that you need to actually be doing to grow your fitness business, and how this is changing, how the actual economy on a grand scale, how are you going to separate yourself from everybody else? Because we're actually going to cover this as well. So we're going to kind of break it on down, because look, all too often, especially when we start saying, all right, dry December, all too often trainers and coaches stop hunting way too soon in December. Everyone's saying, okay, I can't pick up clients in December. Bollocks, you can be picking up clients in December, and there's a lot of coaches and trainers that are. You're just doing the wrong things. And so let's make sure that you're doing the right things. Secondly, you need to be able to give value at this time of the year. Really easily, think about your current clients or potential clients right now and what's going on. Coming into, say, Christmas time, what can you be talking about? Festive season, how to actually get through the festive season not losing weight. What about other times of the year where you can talk to them specifically at where they're at? This is where you need to be actually talking to them in a real-time scenario, helping them with what's there. And especially if you're or other trainers are losing clients at this time of year, it's because they're not seeing value in you and your service. Let's just be brutally upfront with that right now. They're only dropping off because they're not seeing value with what's going on. So if you give value, and if they clearly see that there is value, say that they can get through the festive season and not gain weight, they can get through the festive season and progress with their goals, then they're going to be seeing value with what they're going to be able to do with this. That is a really big thing. And then lastly, before we jump into this, this is about what can you be doing right now to set yourself up for next year. Really important, because all too often everyone kind of switches off at this time of year. And to be brutally honest, and this is what we're doing right now in the Pro Circle, we're ramping things up because this is prime time for you to be doing what's needed to actually grow it. So let's get stuck straight into this. 7 major steps I broke this on down into, and I'm going to take you through these 7 major steps. There's a bit here, but really, if you pull the trigger, if you take action on this, I know it's going to work because that's simply what we're doing right now. I just kind of wanted to put this on a silver platter for you and get you off on a roll. Step number 1. A content method. You need to have a content method. How are you going to be attracting, how are you going to be talking to your target clients and getting them on board? So this kind of gives a bit of a predisposition of what's going on, that you've already decided on who your target clients are. You already know who exactly it is that you want as your perfect client, and then we can start to talk to them. So, for instance, if your target clients, if your specialty is postnatal mothers that want to lose weight, well then you're creating the content that is talking exactly to mothers that want to lose weight, talking about the problems that they're having and talking about the solutions that they need. But what we need to be able to do, and this is one of the trends, I'm actually kicking this off with this is one of the trends. For you to be able to build the fitness business that you want in 2017, you need to be able to differentiate yourself from everybody else. You need to talk to a very specific market and you need to get them to see you as the go-to trainer. If you're able to do that, then you're winning and you're going to be making this a hell of a lot easier for yourself. So, a content method, what does this really mean and how do we break this on down? You just need to be able to firstly understand who it is you're talking to. Then you need to understand what can you be talking to them about. And this is where we have content production. So I break content into 2 different parts for you. Content production, as in you're actually producing the content, such as writing articles, doing social media posts, shooting videos, podcasts, all that kind of stuff. Or, on the flip side, we have content distribution. So content distribution is actually where you're working on how do you get more eyeballs to what you do. So let's just say you've typed up an article, okay? That's fantastic. That's the content production side. Now you've finished it, what do you do to actually get that out into the world? What do you do to actually get your perfect clients actually on board with you to be able to start soaking in this information? That is content distribution. Content production. How do you have a content production system? Well, we start with an editorial calendar. You need to have a really guided out, and you need to have this. It's a system. You need to know what is it that you're talking about. Think about all the headlines that you can create to start off with. Think about, all right, what are the topics that I can talk with that the market want to know about? And then, when are you going to create it? Are you going to write an article, let's say, twice a week, 3 times a week? You're going to shoot a video every single day. Whatever it is, you have to choose what you're happy to produce, and then you need to be able to have a plan for you to stick to. That's why we create an editorial calendar. Then with content distribution. So let's give you an actual example of how content distribution can work. Let's just say, for example, that you shot a 10-minute video, okay? You're going to shoot a 10-minute video and you're going to put it on your YouTube channel. Now, what you can do is you can also put that onto your website. If you don't have a website, don't worry about it. It's perfectly fine. We're actually going to touch on website profits in just a second, so chill out. Next is you've got a 10-minute video, and let's just say that it's on your YouTube channel. Secondly, what you're going to do is you're going to cut that 10-minute video and you're going to cut into a 1-minute video and you're going to post that onto Facebook firstly. Now, what you're going to do is in that Facebook status, you're going to have that 1-minute video, still content jam-packed, there's still plenty there, but then what you're going to be able to do is with that 1-minute video, you drive people back to your main piece of content, which will be your YouTube video. So you're actually taking people off, say, social media or off Facebook, and you're driving them to your main piece of content or your website. Then what you can do, you've still got that 1-minute video, post that on Instagram. Then what you're going to be able to do is you can post that somewhere else, or you can go to your email list and you can go to your other networks and publications and you can get them to drive back. So what we're able to do is you've started with one main piece of content, but then now we've got it on 3, 4, 5 different platforms, so you're able to get a much bigger reach to the entire world and get them on board with what you're actually doing. makes your life a hell of a lot easier because you've only produced one piece of content, so you've made sure that you've had a time efficiency with your content production, and then your content distribution makes sure that you're able to get a flood of eyeballs, specifically the people that you want as your clients actually consuming the content that you've got. Step number 2, social media mastery. This is what you really, at the end of the day, we all need to be using it. Social media is the 800-pound gorilla in the room that we need to be able to cage. And I say cage because it's so easy to actually be spending too much time not getting an ROI, a return on investment, a return on the time that you spend in it. That's why what we need to be able to do is have a bit of a system as to what you're going on. So think about it. Social media, what are you there to do? You're there to grow a following, but you're there to actually grow a following to prime them that are going to turn into your customers and clients. This isn't about trying to have 100,000, 500,000, 1 million followers and it just being a vanity metric. No, we're thinking about how does this actually grow your business and how do you actually get this to build the impact so you can help the people that you want. Number one recommendation for you right now is, and kind of this whole context, I don't even think I said about this. The whole context is this, is how can we actually get you going in using these 7 steps in under a 90-day time frame. So this is, we're trying to do things nice and quickly, especially getting you set up for what you need to be able to do. So with social media, choose one platform. One social media platform that you're going to use and you're going to focus on for the next 90 days. Now, don't get me wrong, let's just say with that content distribution example that I gave you just before, we said, okay, you're going to post it on YouTube. So you could say, right, YouTube's a social media platform that I'm going to focus on. Or let's just say Facebook's a social media platform that you're going to post on. Okay, look, that's the one that you're number one focus on. But it's pretty easy to take 30 seconds and then post somewhere else, say Instagram, because it fits in really easily with that one. But choose one platform that you're going to focus on. Every single day, you are going to spend a specific amount of time being able to grow that there for you. Secondly, how often are you going to be posting? Again, just like the content production, you need to have a plan and a system, and this makes it so much easier for you. So how often are you actually going to be posting on that one social media platform? Then plan out when are you going to actually create it. Do you sit down, say for example, do you sit down every Friday and you're going to spend 1 hour every Friday writing out the base of your content posts for the next week? So what you've got is you've got a document for the next week for you to be able to always dive into, quickly do a copy and paste, put it onto your Facebook page, post it, done. There's no need for you to sit down on my phone. I'm recording this on my phone. There's no need for you to sit down on your phone, say for like 15, 20 minutes, trying to think about, oh, what do I write about? What am I going to say? No, there's no. Have a system in place. This is actually how you're going to treat your business. Treat it like a professional. Third point, website profit. So there's a caveat that I'm going to put down right here for you. If you don't have a website, I don't want you to do this point right now. I want you to be able to then focus on what's more important, and that is about getting a clear marketing message, getting traction with your perfect target clients, and then getting clients actually signed on board before ever actually getting a website up and running. And I'll show you an example in the next point. I'll actually show you an example how we've got Tyler signing on $1,000 a month clients, has no website. You're going to be able to see how we can do that. But with the website, if you do have a website right now, and obviously when you do want to build a website, let's cover 2 of the most important things that has to come down with this. Firstly, does it drive traffic? Is it actually bringing new people back? And is it bringing old people back into the system? Because you want to get them back in. So, and obviously why we use content as point number 1, so you can see how this is kind of a theme going on, but we can see if your website is set up properly, you've got to ask yourself, is it bringing in new people? Really easily, you can look on Google Analytics and it's going to start giving you the insights on that. There's no dramas, that's a piece of cake. But the next most important point, okay, so is it driving traffic? And then secondly, is it converting? Is it actually getting people to take the next step that you want? And why, in the next point I'm going to walk you through, is a leak-free sales funnel. You've got to think about, if someone lands on your website, what is it that they want to do? Now, most of the time, I will actually recommend that you don't want your website to have the main focus of people purchasing straight away. You don't want to get someone landing on your website for the first time and for you to be able to try and get a purchase, especially if you're talking about online personal training or online fitness membership or something like that. And let's actually next point. So the next step that you want them to take is going into your leak-free sales funnel. So we need to get you setting up your leak-free sales funnel. What does that mean? Basically, let's put some context straight into this. Your sales funnel is simply what are the major set of steps someone has to go through so they feel totally comfortable, so they feel totally happy with coming on board as your client. What does someone need to know? How do they need to understand what you do? What it is that they need to go through to feel comfortable before they come on as your client. And that's simply what we do with a sales funnel. So for instance, just jump straight into this. So let's say with Tyler, for example, signing on $1,000 a month online personal training clients. How do we do that without a website? Really simply, 4 simple steps that we've got in this sales funnel that's working right now. Firstly, producing content on Facebook. So his market that he's talking to specifically is on Facebook. Secondly, building a private Facebook group. This is where you're able to get people to join. So the first step, him producing videos on Facebook, is getting people to then consume it and then go into, so the call to action is then join the free Facebook group. Once you're in the free Facebook group, he gives great quality content, helping the people in the group get in shape, take care of their health, really build the confidence that they're there for. And then what he's able to do is shoot a quick video that talks about what his online coaching program is all about, who it's best for, what's actually involved. Say for another example, so we can look at online personal training. Let's talk about online personal training right now. I believe, and this is the way we work it, is you should have a red velvet rope. Think about a bar. When you go to a really high class bar, there's a red velvet rope at that front door because they're not letting everyone in. I believe online personal training should be the same thing, because there is a barrier of entry that you should have there before letting anyone in. Because especially with online personal training, and especially with your business, do you want to be taking anyone absolutely on board as your client? And the answer is no, you don't want to be. You want to be taking on the right type of people. You want to be taking on the committed individuals that are willing to follow through, that have a certain level of experience, that fit the type of client that you want to be coaching. That is what you want to be doing, and that's what makes it so easy. So we can have that red velvet rope set up in your sales funnel so you are only signing on the type of clients. Now, we had been talking about signing on clients, so let's talk about the client sign-on process, which is step number 5. So most trainers, when it comes to signing on clients, don't know what to say. It's kind of that awkward situation. Let's say, for example, and I know I did this for a very long time, is let's say you're coaching people face-to-face, okay? One-on-one personal training, and you've done a free consultation, or you've done, say, 1 or 2 free personal training sessions so they have a bit of a taste test. Then it comes to that point where you know you've got to start talking sales. You know you've got to have the conversation about, well, how do I get them on board? And you start, like, your tone of voice changes. You get a little bit sweaty. You're not too sure with what to say. And the conversation just becomes a little bit awkward and uneasy. Let's completely take that out. A client sign-on process is really easy when we look at it the right way. And the right way to look at it is connect the dots. What is going on right now? Firstly, are they the right fit for the program? Are they the right fit to come on board as a client with you? Secondly, what is it that they need to know about what they need? So they're going to have questions, and you just need to answer those questions. And it's always best to answer those questions before they actually verbally ask them. So what does someone need to know before coming on your personal training, before signing on as your client? How does the program work? How does becoming a client actually work? What do you do to give them? What are the benefits of what you give them? So do you give them a meal plan? Do you give them workouts? Do you give them a supplement protocol? Do you give them weekly check-ins? Like all these other things. We call these features, okay? But the features isn't what's going to sell it. They only care, well, why do I get a meal plan? I want to know the benefits of why you're giving me a meal plan. Well, you get a meal plan because I'm going to show you what to eat, when to eat, how to do your meal prep really easily, so you don't have any confusion about what it comes to your meals, your food, your diet when it comes to you being able to lose weight. That's the benefit that you want to be able to give them. The second part of the client sign-on process is then simply showing them What has to happen for them to come on board? Then once you've obviously answered their questions, they feel very easy with you, you've built trust and a rapport and a relationship with them, then it's really easy to get them on board. And it comes straight into, and this is one of the most controversial steps, let's just say right now, with the way I see a lot of coaches and trainers dealing with it. Step number 6, your client coaching system. So when somebody actually signs up as your client, let's say someone signs up as your client right now, I sign up as your client. What happens? What do you take me through? What do I get? What is it that I actually get as your client? And this is where you've got to sit down and you've got to create what's the actual process that I have to go through to make this happen. So many trainers get this wrong. They're simply just trying to regurgitate what they've done before. They're regurgitating it, what another trainer's wanted to do, all these things, and it's not fun. Think about it this way. What does your client need to get the best, the fastest, the easiest results possible? Super simple. It doesn't need to be any harder than that. What does your client need to go through to get the best, the fastest, the easiest results possible? So let's say, for instance, if you've got an online membership program, okay? If you sign up for the online membership program, you might get given your meal plan. You might get given, the very first thing you might see might be a video walking you through how's the process going to work. Then the next step after that is they might be given a manual breaking down what it is they need to do. Then they might get given phase 1 of the meal plan. So they only get given a little bit. So maybe you need to drip feed the information to them to make it easier rather than just bombarding your client with like heaps of information. It could be information overload for them. They get stressed out. They're not able to follow it to the best of their ability. They don't get the best results. So creating your client coaching system is very important. The last thing I want to say about this is you need to tick 3 boxes when it comes to creating your client coaching process. Think about it this way. Number 1, how do you get your clients the best results? That is something we can never sacrifice. That is primo. Secondly, how do you minimize your time manually put into each client? So rather than setting up, say, an online membership program and it takes you 5 hours per member every single week to give them what they need, what could you do to actually make it easier? Let's obviously build leverage, let's build scale in your business. So rather than having a time cap of like, right, if I have 20 clients signing on board, I can only, so if I have 20 clients signing on board, I don't have any more time to have any more other clients because they take up all my time. What if we could set up a program that has 1,000 clients? You could have 1,000 clients on board and you're able to do that within a 20-hour working week. Whatever it is, we need to break it on down. Third step with your client coaching process, how do you maximize profits? You're in business to create profits. Profits means you can continue to help people around the world with your expertise and with your passion. That is simply it. So you need to make sure that it's maximizing that as well. Get the clients the best results, minimize the time that you put in, maximize your profits, piece of cake. Now, lastly, 7th step, and this is getting into the really important stuff right now for you. If we've gone through steps 1 to 6 right now, okay, in under 90 days, we've completely retransformed your business, yourself, and how you are dealing with clients. We've literally gone top to tail through your business. Now it's time to launch it out. Now it's time to go through those set of steps that we've got so you're able to get the best results. You're able to start signing clients on within a short amount of time. This is what we're able to do so clients, when coming on board, can start signing on clients within the first couple of weeks. This is how you add $2,000-$3,000 within the first few weeks of starting, is by using this process. So we can do like a reignition campaign, we can do a referral campaign, but say any other time you have a new product, a new coaching program, a new service, whatever it is, you're going to actually be able to have the launch process, the same set of steps that you can just continue to redo each and every time, so you get the most amount of clients signing on board in the shortest amount of time as well. That is what you're going to need to be able to do. So you need to be able to go through this. What's the content method that you're going to have? How are you going to use social media? Pick that one social media platform. How often? How are you going to produce that content? Do you have a website? Is it driving traffic? Is it converting people? Do you have a leak-free sales funnel set up? Because that's one of the most important steps. And you don't need a website to make this happen, but you do need to have the sales funnel set up. Do you have a client sign-on process that you can trust, that you know at least 9 out of 10 times you're signing on the right client that fits the program that you have? Then, do you have a coaching system that is getting your clients the best results, that is the best setup for you and your business and how you want to actually have your business run? Let's say, for instance, if you want to live around the world, you want to have location independence, well then training in a gym one-on-one with clients isn't the business model that you need. So you're not actually setting yourself up. Your business isn't set up to give you the success that you want. That's what we need to be able to change. Then go through the launch process to be able to understand how can you be signing on clients as quick as possible. And this is where it comes in. Why I wanted to actually shoot this for you right now is because this is actually giving you the steps, what you can use right now, because once you've done it in less than 90 days, you've literally got everything set up. So you're making the biggest impact possible and you're able to take full advantage of this time of year as well. And that is one of the most important things. So I want you to go through these steps. I'm going to obviously be here to answer your questions in this private group in the Fitness Business Success Circle. So I want you to be able to go through this, actually get the results. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to open up a few private time slots where you're going to be able to book in a one-on-one call with me. What I want to be able to do in these calls now, look, there's only one of me and I am running 2 other businesses, so there aren't a lot of time slots, but you can apply to come on into this. What I want to be able to do in these calls is literally map out and go, right, where's you and your business right now? Where do you want to go? Are you defining as success and how are you going to get there? What is it that you want to achieve in 1 year's time? And what are the steps? Let's actually break it down into the steps that you need to be able to take for this as well. So you're going to be able to click the link below, actually get an application. You'll fully see what the 90-day program looks like with that link that I'll add for you below. Then you'll be able to actually apply, get on the call with me. I'll be talking with you personally through. So I want you to go through these steps. I know that I've covered a lot in this coaching call with you. There is a lot here for you to do, but I want you to know that you are very easily able to follow through with this and really start taking action. You've just got to believe in yourself. I honestly got to say right now, it's time for you to step up. It's time for you to take action on this. And I'm looking forward to obviously having these one-on-one calls, being able to map out what is the exact next steps so you can see what the 90-day program really involves and what it is entailed for yourself as well. And really importantly, so you start seeing the success with your own business and you're able to have the impact. Because look, we all got into the health and fitness game because we wanted to transform lives, we wanted to transform bodies. So let's set you up for success so you can continue to do that better than ever. So thank you so much for being here, absolutely everyone. Looking forward to answering everyone's questions and seeing everyone in the next call. Adios amigos.
Now it's time for you to get the most out of this, and this is where I can jump in and give the answers that you need. So ask your questions in the comments below so I can personally come through and answer them for you. Plus, the best discussions happen on chrisdufay.com, so click on over to get everything that I've got there for you. And did you like this episode? Because if so, click subscribe so I can send you all the episodes to come for free straight to you. And for everything that I can't fit in these episodes, plus the free guides and coaching episodes, then click on over to chrisdufay.com now. Looking forward to seeing you soon and in the success community.